Hi, this is Rob Bessette for getfilming.com. I work as a colorist in Boston, Massachusetts, and want to share with you some of my tips and tricks in an introduction course to color correction. This lesson plan is broken down into 8 parts, starting off with basics from how and why to color correct, going into advanced techniques like motion tracking and color keying. Now basically I want to show you this from the start and get used to the interface so we don't really have any hiccups along the way. We'll work on project setups where you can show what you want your frame rate to be, your frame size, your image scaling, and how we conform our media. Color theory, learning a color wheel, reading vector scopes and parades, tracking, render out all of our media. Qualifiers, specifically hue, saturation, and luminance qualifiers. Basics on reading waveform monitors, vector scopes, using scopes to match shots, and really just generally learning to utilize the functions that we have available to us in Resolve. And we're going to go over some of the things that I consider a lot more fun, which are the windows and their controls. The essential building blocks of color grading, contrast, and color. When the two are combined, it allows us to create imagery that lends itself to the story that we're trying to tell. In today's digital age, image acquisition is everything. Acquiring raw media in an uncompressed format can make all the difference in the world when coloring your piece. It can help tell stories and evoke emotion that will push your piece to the next level. And that's really what we're looking to do here as filmmakers. There are 2 aspects of coloring that I like to refer to. One I call color grading, and the other I call color correction. Color grading I call the creative aspect of the piece. If you see here, I'm working in DaVinci Resolve, and I have the ability to toggle in between corrections that I've previously made. Correction 1 could be a nice summer day, correction 2 could be a little bit more of an abstract look, and correction 3 could create more of a vintage look. Depending on what story I'm looking to tell, the color grading can make a big difference. The other aspect I like to cover is called color correction. Now what I call color correction is fixing mistakes. Overexposure, underexposure, improper white balance, etc., etc. The important thing to note about color correction and color grading is that there really is no one right answer. There are infinite possibilities as how to create your piece. When color correcting, you really want to make sure that nothing stands out. You don't want any sore thumbs. You don't want any shots that speak out to you as being wrong. Color correction is really an invisible art. If the general audience doesn't notice anything wrong, then chances are that you've done your job correctly. And the thing that I want to stress the most is patience. This doesn't happen overnight. Practice makes all the difference in the world. The more you work on a piece, the more familiar you'll come with it. The more you work with a certain camera, the more familiar you'll be with how it behaves, to gammas, to blacks, to whites. We're going to cover all of these things with getfilming.com and go over how to analyze clips, how to see clips, how to manipulate color, and overall take your piece to the next level. From getfilming.com, this is Rob Bessette. Thanks.